Welcome back. There's always something. Either a client is late, a piece of gear doesn't work right, the weather tells you to go home, or I approach every one of these scenarios the same way, thanks to my years of studying civil engineering in college. This step-by-step approach that we're going to talk about today helps students to communicate their thoughts while finding solutions to complex problems. It's called Given Find Solution or Find Given Solution, depending on what university you attended. Despite switching majors, I never forgot this way of problem solving. This has caused my approach to photography to be very formulaic. I literally shoot everything applying a formula repeatedly. Like it's literally, you've seen that meme where it's a bunch of numbers and stuff in the air. I feel like that's happening every time that I pick up my camera. But we're gonna make a separate video about that. Let's get back to GFS. So how does it work? Assess the problem and split it into 3 categories to create a path towards a solution. Number 1, given. This would be all of the relevant facts in the problem. So this would be all of your available visible information, things that are constant, and your photography principles, both technical and visual. The find would be photos that sell a product, a person, location, or a mood, or a combination of all of those. Your solution would be physically taking the photos that answer the find portion. All right, so I know that's just very broad. It doesn't sound like we're doing anything ground shattering here, but that's the general approach. I use this thinking or this structure repeatedly during the planning, shooting, and retouch process. Here are a few more examples to really reinforce the idea. Let's take the project that you're watching right now. All this B-roll that's been going on behind me. The brief. The client is a dress designer with multiple dresses that she needs to be photographed in studio for editorial/advertising purposes. These images need to be dramatic and instantly make people think high fashion and quality product. So for this one, we're trying to figure out what's the given part. So what are going to be the things that are constant? Okay, so first of all, me, the photographer with 15 years of shooting fashion, tons of experience shooting in studios, my professional photography gear and software, my production assistant, the studio space itself, and the hour that we had to shoot, the mood board, the professional models, hairstylists, and makeup artists, and also the beautiful, beautiful handcrafted dresses. So the find in this scenarios would be photos with impact that highlight what makes the dresses special and flatter the models so that people buy the dresses and hire my clients to make more custom dresses for them. The solution will be the images that we capture. So I'm going to scroll through what we got in capture 1 so you guys can see the solution to that. And here are the final edits as well. Now, obviously, that left out a lot of smaller details and variables that can complicate things. But again, this is where a given find solution kicks in, because we can reapply this structure repeatedly throughout the entire process for pretty much anything that's happening on set. Problem solving is problem solving. And the more you do it, the quicker you become. Over my 15 years of doing this, I've become extremely efficient. Actually, it's more than 15 years since I actually did it in college for school. But in photography, I've become very, very efficient at using this structure. All right, so let's do another example. So for this very shoot, I had an issue with one of my lights. I don't know why at the time, but now I kind of have an idea of what was going on. But in that moment, it was just acting weird and I had to have an answer. To give it in a scenario, the mood board images, my strobes, the distance from my subject to the light, my shooting angle, the distance of my subject to the background, and the power output of each strobe. Fine. I need to find the lighting ratio that mimicked the image from the mood board. Solution. So what I did was I swapped out the two heads. So I put the light that gave me the most consistent light output as my main light and use the other one as my fill light. And then eventually I just dropped the other one all together. So it was my 5-foot octabox as the sole light source. And I just played with the angle until the lighting mimicked what we needed in the mood board. Let's apply this again. So we're given mood board. Again, remember the given is the part, the things that don't change. The mood board is the same, the models, the dress, the chemistry I've built with the model in the few minutes that I've known her, the knowledge of how to pose and what motivates models, patience, and just having taste when it comes to knowing what's going to look right. What we need to find is a flattering pose for the model in this dress that shows why it's special and why the viewer needs to buy it. Solution. I gave the model suggestions based on the mood board and based on my experience. She trusted the suggestions and implemented them with her own style of movement and posing. Like we were able to really get on the same page and boom, we got the shots that we needed. One more. All right, so we are given, again, the mood board because that doesn't change. The studio is not gonna turn into a different studio. The platform that the models are standing on, the models themselves, my knowledge of Photoshop, wide angle lens, distance of the subject to the camera, capture one, and a chair for me to sit in. I do not like standing and shooting. Not sure why. I know why. So we needed to find composition that made the subject look larger than life. Make sure that we're highlighting the platform and that whatever they're doing, we don't lose the back of the studio. Like we have to make sure that background is extended up. My solution was to lean down and angle the camera up at the model to make her look extremely tall, even though she's already tall, make her look even taller. And I use my 24-70. So when you bring your 24-70 closer to 24, you're gonna make the subject look taller. It's literally stretching them out along the curvature of the lens. And then also I use my understanding of Photoshop to extend the background without using, what is the thing called? Without using generative fill. I did it the manual way. My mind is constantly applying this structure. In the 15 years that I've used it, it's not failed me. Maybe I've messed up at some point, but the structure itself is sound. I feel like I can always find a solution, even if that means rescheduling the project, because sometimes the problem or the issue is the weather and there's not a solution that day. So, you know, every time the math has the math. And what makes this approach special is that the solution is unique because of you. Unlike in my engineering courses where there was almost always one answer, your ability to recognize what will give you a solution that satisfies the why, that satisfies the find, aka your vision, makes the solution memorable. Like you're the special sauce. Your solution gives the images power. Being that I know what my style of shooting and editing is, everything I do caters to that. So my find given solution is always grounded in my perspective on art. So class, what have we learned today? Problem solving can be easy if you take the time to process all of the given information, you think through and plan a way to solve the problem, and then you actually solve it. Like use your eye test when you're solving it. So I'm not gonna lie, it felt good to kind of get that out my system. I've been holding on to this thought process for a minute. I only feel like people understand it if you've had the experience in school, but I feel like this will help a lot of photographers out, especially when things just go a little left or you're not sure how you should even approach the problem. Like just think through given, find solution, or find given solution. Like you just think it through, take your time, and you'll definitely be able to find the answer. Thank you for being here. And like always, I know we're out here shooting for other people. We're shooting for our friends, our family, our clients. That's great. And make sure at some point you're creating art for yourself. All right. See you in the next one. Peace.